Hey folks, another installment. When we left off it was 2000, so now we begin 2001. Now we're at six issues a year, and that's where it stays. And we'll start at the beginning, January '01. So this is we're in the midst of the heavy metal cover girl, pretty much absolutely dominating heavy metal Sperlonga here, just absolutely dominating. There's just it's the heavy metal girl on the cover, and that's it. This is a Boris cover. It's not going to change for some years. I forget who that is. Oh, Alex Horley, and that's just the way it's going to be. Here's November 2001. These all have the tip-in plates. And here's a Ciccione for January '02. That's a reprint of an original. It was back in the '80s. And then here's a Arroyo, I believe, March '02. But as you can see, it's just, it's the heavy metal cover girl, and that's the way it's going to stay for July '02 for quite a while. I don't think it was the greatest policy. It wasn't, I don't think it was smart editorially. It just came kind of cliche. This is a Julie Bell cover, and it got cliche. There's another Alex Horley cover. Cool. I think they did a cold cast porcelain of this one. That was really cool. And there's a Boris cover. It became the cliche that, the cover girl, and I don't know. For me, it was kind of there was still great stuff inside. I mean, that didn't change. But the editorial policy was such that July '03 that I don't know. It just it was the cover girls. You can see Sperlonga cover, I believe here. Guys that did the cheesecake type pinups. Alex Horley, Sperlonga. Even though Horley really is the monster guy, in my opinion, and these are all in great shape. They just, to me, it just kind of became one-dimensional, and for me, that wasn't good. But but editorially inside, these were still a lot of good stuff, a lot of big stories. So some ran over a couple of issues if it was a monster story, but '04 July. But for the most part, that's a beautiful royal cover. But for the most part, the covers were, it was the Babe, period. And as you can see, every issue is the same, in as much as it's just the cover girl. And I'm just gonna put this up a little bit now. This one, you got a little away from it with what looks like a robot, but that was a one-shot deal pretty much, because here we go back to the single Babe, two Babes. You can get a twofer. This is July '05. This is a complete run. There's some Frizzato inside. I mean, just insides were great. There's a lot of good stuff in there. The ads were a little strange. A lot of manga ads, which I'm not a manga kind of guy, but it was heavy on that, and especially the erotic novels and stuff like that. I think that's Sperlonga there. And here's I don't know who did that cover. It's really cool though. Skeleton for a change, and May '06. But Hildebrand, I believe, like a vampire. She-Dibble. Alex Horley, I believe. Definitely a She-Devil there. So it was. This was the time of the pin-up and that's the way it would stay for quite a while. There were a lot of probably porn actresses and different girls posing for these, and these guys would submit them, and the policy was such that, you know, there was no problem. They just, you know, they got cover jobs easy. That's really cool with the two wolves. But again, the woman is the focal point. Berlanga, I think, again, he did a lot of covers just because his women are realistic, because he obviously he sketches a woman standing before him, or he takes photographs and then he paints it, and these are all pretty great. I think that's Royal, maybe not. And they're all good works. Maybe a little shallow. And I think this was a kind of a darker time for heavy metal, in as much as it didn't. The readership was pretty good by all accounting, but it just I don't know. So here's the second. This one's tough. This is a fluorescent black. This is the fluorescent black variant, and this one is. I got a smoking copy, but I can tell you what. This one is almost. This is the only one I've ever seen for sale. I didn't know it existed except for the heavy metal fan site, and this is the only one I ever saw. I grabbed it. I paid quite a bit for it because I was in a war with someone else. But if you can find one of those, congratulations. That's September of '08. That's the regular cover. It's got the fluorescent black novel inside, and then this is it's a wraparound cover too, so it's kind of cool. It covers the front and back. Find that, you're doing something. November '08. So I got Three Girls, March '09, May '09. Here's a Bisley. Ooh, let me get this up here. It's the last minute or two anyway. Bisley here. Good stuff. Of course, the single babe, you know, just keeping with that theme. Babe with a horse, but nonetheless. And so that's '01 to '09 complete with the variant. The one variant. Variants will start to. You'll see that variants are going to start to play more of a role as things progress. But that's box 4. Thanks for watching.